This is Inside the Locker Room with Doc Walker, Brian Mitchell, and Scott Jackson. Live from the ESPN 980 Window Nation studios on ESPN 980, 92.7, and 94.3 FM.
It's like Doc Walker and Brian Mitchell. These are professional smack talkers who also played, who, by the way, are the voices of the Redskins, and have invited me on their radio show today to talk even more smack and validate what the hell I said yesterday. So to the nation's capital, I will be on ESPN Radio, 980 a.m. this afternoon after 3 o'clock. Chris Baker, you're welcome to join me if you want to make a case for your Redskins.
Well, Chris Baker will not be joining us, unfortunately, but they're a hell of a promo.
I love that.
By Stephen A. Smith today for us on First Take. We do appreciate that. Back here inside the locker room, Doc B. Mitch, Scott Jackson, and via the Hadid Carpet Cleaning guest hotline, the aforementioned Stephen A. Smith, who you heard there from ESPN's First Take. How you doing today, Stephen?
What's going on, my man? How y'all doing?
Good.
What's up?
We live large.
Baker and the company are still in the field this afternoon practicing. No truth to the rumor.
Oh, trust me, he ain't coming on. He know better.
Well, what started this whole thing was obviously they made comments coming off the field. What got under your skin so much about it that made you make the comment you made on TV the other day?
Well, my thing is you making such a big deal about, you the kings of the NFC East. You ain't been to a damn Super Bowl since 1991. I don't want to hear that. You got a lot of talent on the squad. There's no doubt about it. You should be very proud of the fact that you're 12-2. But first of all, if you're going to be the Kings, at least have the decency to be in first place. You ain't in first place. You know why? Because you lost to the first place team, which were the Dallas Cowboys that came into your house and beat you. So you're the NFC East champion, all right, who went to the playoffs and stunk up the joint against Green Bay. You follow up this season with 2 losses on your home turf to open the season. Then you win 4 straight. You deserve a lot of credit for that. You still ain't in first place. And you're not in first place because of the team that you lost to, which happens to be in first place. And even if you were in first place, you're too talented for that to be the goal. Now, it's all in fun because it's like, look, that's how I feel. I'm not faking it. I'm not lying it because that's not how I roll. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world or anything. I know the Redskins are talented, and I personally like Chris Baker. I mean, he's married. He's got a wonderful, wonderful wife who used to work at ESPN that's dear friends with all of us. Believe it or not, I actually forgot that he was married to who he's married to, and I was reminded of it this morning. I said, oh, Lord, and I started laughing because his wife, his lovely wife, Jamila, she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and I know Chris Baker's a really good guy, too. But my point was, look, man, y'all too talented for all of that. 4-2 is nice, but you're still in second place. You ain't been to a Super Bowl since 1991. I haven't won a Super Bowl since 1991. You bragging about beating the Eagles and a rookie quarterback. Wasn't that what you were supposed to do? I guess that's how I was looking at it.
But what makes you think that that's their only goal, though?
Well, again, to me, it's almost the equivalent of getting to the end zone and acting like you've been there before, as they say. It's like, so what, you're 4-2? What you busy bloviating about the fact that, we the kings of the NFC East and all of this other stuff. I'm saying you seem satisfied. And to me, there's nothing that should be satisfied right now when you're the Washington Redskins. You got to get it done. Pierre Garçon, Deshaun Jackson, in the last year of their deals, looking to make big things happen. Kirk Cousins, betting on himself with a $19.95 million franchise tag, betting on himself. He's trying to make it happen. This defense with Kerrigan and the crew, hopefully they can make it happen. You have the talent to think about far more than the NFC East. And that's just the way I approached it. That's how I felt. So I said what I said.
Now I understand you, and then for those that don't know, not only about your hoops, but you were with the Inquirer, you've done NFL, you've done pro football for many, many years. And there's no Eagles carryover to this, right, of them getting clipped. Because when I first heard about it, I said, well, did Steven lose a bet? Did he bet on the Birds? I know he didn't take the Birds down here.
Not at all.
All right, I just want to know. Okay.
I'm just watching the games. I mean, if I did, I'd tell you. First of all, I really don't bet. Only time I bet is when I'm playing blackjack, and that's only when I go to the casino, which is like once every 5 years. I mean, that's not my style. But even if I was going to bet, it damn sure wouldn't be on the Eagles. Why would I do that?
Now, I mean, these guys are coming off the field. It's a game. I mean, we've been crushing this defense, Steven, here for like 5-6 weeks, right? And they had they had a good game in Baltimore, had a better game this week, keeping the Eagles out of the end zone. So, I mean, to me, it was just a natural reaction off of that game. I don't think it was a big picture comment by those guys because they've been hearing so much stuff about the Eagles. And I don't think they had any clue what the standings looked like.
Hey, guys, it's not a big deal. I said what I said, and I meant it, but it's not a big deal. It's not like Chris Baker sat up there and ran around the stadium like they had just won a championship or something. I saw something that I wasn't feeling. We're in this business where we give commentary on whatever's on our mind. At that particular moment, that was on my mind. I said what I said. I still stand by it. I still meant every word of it. You are the NFC East champions. I gave you a round of applause. You happy with that? I wouldn't be. Not with the talent they have. That's all I'm saying. It's not the end of the world. I didn't lose any sleep over it last night. I damn sure ain't going to lose any sleep over it tonight. And I don't think Chris Baker is either.
I think that's the main thing, though. I think, you said that they're bloviating, but I think what many people feel is that's what you were doing because you made a small thing a big thing. Because what they did is what...
Let me say this to you. Let me chime in there. Well, then you've been bloviating every day. And so has every radio show.
Man, but the thing about it, that's what you do. You do that, and then guys will answer you to it. I mean, the whole thing about it is that was a after a game type thing, what people do all the time. I didn't think, like, when I heard it, I didn't think anything that they were basically saying that's our goal, we the end. They felt good about a win. Hell, what is this? I mean, nobody can have fun anymore in sports. It sounds stupid to me.
Well, it sounds stupid to you. You're entitled to your opinion.
Oh, I am.
And I'm entitled to mine.
Oh, I am.
And I meant what I said.
You can mean it, but I'm saying, but you meaning it, does that make you right? Just because you can mean what you say doesn't make you right, though.
Hold on. Did you call me on this show to debate me?
No, I'm calling you on. They called you. I didn't call you. They called you. I didn't call you. But what I'm saying is you have an opinion, I have an opinion, and I happen to disagree with your opinion.
Time out. Here's what I'm saying. But how long is your show?
3 hours.
3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So you got 2 hours after this to say all the hell you want to say.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm going to be off in 39 minutes. I'll be off. But you don't tell me when I can talk and when I can't talk. That's the difference.
What I'm saying to you, hold it.
That's
you
the difference.
Invited me on the show.
I didn't invite you no damn way. I would have never called your ass today, to be honest with you.
All right, well, then don't talk to me then.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk if you're on this show, though. That's the difference between who you talk to. I didn't invite you. Steven, I didn't invite you, dude. I didn't invite you. Jackson to call you. I didn't give a damn to call you.
I'm asking you to let me speak since you have me on the show.
But I'm saying, you said something I disagree with.
Because I'm saying, I don't care. I understand that. But at least let me explain. What I'm saying to you is that it's not the end of the world. I had an opinion. That's it. I believe that the Redskins are too talented to be satisfied with an NFC East crown. I thought they came across as being satisfied with an NFC East crown. That's it.
But that was an assumption, though. That was an assumption.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Of course it is.
So you thought, and to make it into how you did off an assumption.
Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know that it's an assumption?
Most people that listen to shows don't know that.
Well, here's the other thing, though. But Steven,
how would it be anything other than an assumption? If I'm reacting to what I saw the man saying coming off the field, what else would it be?
And that is why I'm letting you know. I know the guys, and I know that's not their only goal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Stephen A., they started off 0-2. I get you. They're flossing about an East Conference flag, which ain't nothing.
That's my point.
But when you start off 0-2, and you've lost at home, and you've lost to your rivals at home, now you go to New York and tap it. Then you come here, and the Eagles now, everybody was blowing smoke all up their dress now. Let's not kid ourselves. And they come up here and get trucked. So I think it's more of a, hey, the fellas are getting back more than they were flossing. That's how I looked at it.
I got it. And what I'm saying is, as someone who's not in the nation's capital,
Right.
but is watching from a distance, recognizing the talent that they have and the potential that they have.
Mm-hmm.
My attitude is, hell with the damn NFC East. You're in a position where you could take it all. So to me, that's small time, in my opinion. You went out, you sent $75 million, gave $50 million guaranteed to Josh. You got him and Breland in your secondary. You got Kerrigan in the crew and Baker in the crew on defense. Offensively, you got a quarterback that came off a good year. He's betting on himself. You got two premier wide receivers. Jordan Reed, hopefully he going to come back. He can make some noise. This kid, Matt Jones, could be big time. I'm looking at y'all, and I'm saying NFC East is small time to me. Y'all should be thinking about more. And that's not to say that you're not thinking about it. But when you walk off the field talking about you the NFC East champs, I was like, so? Well, you want a cookie? No, nobody else in the division was even 500. That's how I'm looking at it. That's all.
Right, I think they're all looking at it the same way as you are, actually. So, hey, we're all on the same page. Good news.
So what I'm saying is, if that's the case, then what's the problem with what I had to say?
Well, because I think it was the context. At the moment, it wasn't about a big picture. That's all. It's not, and again, like you said, it doesn't matter. We all agree on that.
Do it talk radio and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all comment just like I do every day about what we see from afar. And you give your perspective. What's the problem? So suddenly I did it and it's a problem? What's the problem?
Well,
You're trying to tell me. Let me ask y'all this question while I'm on the air with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Would any of y'all be satisfied? And included, was that Brian that said he didn't invite me?
But I wouldn't assume that they were satisfied, though. That's the difference between you and I. I wouldn't assume that they were. So to make your comments, you had to assume something. If a guy came out the field, I'm happy for him because they won a game. I wouldn't give a damn what their thoughts are beyond that.
But, Brian, what I'm saying to you is, of course I'm assuming. Everybody is that don't have a relationship with them that you have. You're the one who knows. How many people know? How many radio shows going on all over the country or television shows going on all over the country that know the players like you do? Who are they, Brian? Everybody assuming. So what's the problem?
Everybody don't assume.
Okay, bro. I don't even know what to say to you about that.
Everybody doesn't assume. Some people make a comment without an assumption. And some people stop at an assumption or they stop at a comment.
So if I got a tape of you doing radio, you trying to tell me I can find no show that you have done where you've ever assumed something, ever.
I'm telling you that when you start taking it to a challenge about come on here, this, that, and the other, you're going beyond. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Can you let me finish? You taking it, but a lot of people don't take that as playing. You take it beyond the actual football, and then you put it into a situation like you challenging someone's manhood. Now that puts you in a different light. Well, that's an assumption then. I'm assuming like you now. I'm assuming like you now.
That's fine. Well, then that would make you guilty of what I said.
So I'm assuming like you now. So I'm giving you a little bit of what you gave.
Well, that's fine. That's cool. But I'm telling you that wasn't the case, and I'm telling you Chris Baker knows that.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
We'll see.
So it's all good. So we didn't need to have like a peace treaty with Baker and you then?
Not at all.
Oh, good. Okay.
Not at all. I even went on TV and sat there and said, we're talking sports, y'all, and I had fun with it. I did that this morning.
Well, good, because, no offense, but, it wouldn't end well. I mean, the two of you, the size differential.
What world am I living in? I said that on TV.
Right.
So who don't know that? I mean, it's because I'm clapping and I'm saying an NFC crown isn't enough. We gonna have a conversation about how I'm trying to come at her, brother. That's where we at now. That's where we at.
No, apparently we're not. No, good. We're good. No. All right. Just wanted to make sure we got it all out there.
Well, we got to make sure we have clarity.
Yeah,
if not, we wouldn't
clarity.
be doing our job.
Clarity.
I'm just surprised with guys who have known me for years that I even had to explain that. To be quite honest with you.
Well, I was hoping You wasn't taking on Baker.
Because if Brian Mitchell had made such a statement, I wouldn't have sat there and assumed the things that he assumed. Because I've known him well enough, doing this long enough to know better.
I wouldn't have made that statement like that, though. That's just straightforward. Now I'll make some assumptions on other, but I wouldn't have made the statement like you made it. We don't flow the same way. That's just that.
Well, I'm saying, what statement did I make? That the NFC ain't enough?
But that's the thing about it. You assume that was their final goal. That's what I'm talking about. Whether you assume every day, but you assume that was their final goal.
But it was based on how happy they were that, in my opinion, they won a game they were supposed to win.
Based on everybody that picked them, they weren't supposed to win it. They were picked to lose by everybody.
Oh, I didn't pick them to lose. I didn't pick them to lose. I think the Redskins are good enough to beat almost anybody if they do what they're supposed to do. And I think when you haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1991, your priorities, your goals, your focus should be bigger than a division crown. Not to say it's not, but I think it should be that way. And you shouldn't come across as being overly enthusiastic and satisfied by doing what you're supposed to do, because to me, to be a champion, in my opinion, covering sports for almost 25 years, I believe those who ultimately succeed are those who expect to, not hope to. That is my belief.
Fair enough. Hey, Steven, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you clearing it up. And
always good.
And it was good, and I'm glad you and Baker are fine, and that's a good...
Well, that's the big news.
That's the real news.
If nothing was solved today,
yes,
at least we don't have to worry about 335 going after you, which is what I was concerned about. That's good.
Well, I wasn't concerned about that at all, because I got nothing but respect for the brothers. But like I tell them all the time, if I believe in you and I believe your skill set and your greatness is there, I'm going to hold you accountable if you're not living up to it.
All right.
No,
and that's like I told Chris Baker and the Redskins today. Since you to Tennessee East, that does mean you're going to beat the Cowboys next time you see them, right? It does mean that you're going to handle your business in the division, right? It does mean you're going to get beyond just getting to the playoffs, and you're going to make some noise when you get there, right? That's the responsibility that comes with greatness. To whom much is given, much is required. That's the way of the world. I didn't make the rule. I just acknowledge it.
All right. Good way to end it.
All right, Stephen A.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for the shout-out on First Take. Good stuff.
Take it easy.